Hey guys, it's Ashley. How's it going? Today we have a pretty awesome topic, I think. I have a friend that's going to be joining me, Jacqueline LeBlanc. She has been getting some messages from Gaia herself, and she's been getting a lot of energy from her. Oh, good. Hey, Jackie. Okay, I'm going to add you. Add to camera. Yeah, so it's going to be exciting. It says it's adding, connecting. Hey.
Hey.
Ooh, can you turn down your volume?
Sure.
Do you have headphones?
Do you have headphones by chance? Yes, I do.
That'll probably cut down on the...
Oh, wrong ones. Let me go get them.
No worries. We'll just wait here for a sec. Hey, Michael.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. How's that? Is that better?
Cool, much better. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I was hearing me echoing. Yeah, so awesome. Okay. So how's it going?
Good.
Yay.
Really good. How are you?
Doing well. I'm really excited to hear what messages you have from Gaia, but I think it would be really cool for you to kind of explain to us who we were first going to channel and why we're switching to Gaia.
I sure will. We were going to channel Gabriel, but I just haven't been feeling Gabriel very strongly lately. And usually he's like, just strong. So I found out today the reason why I haven't been feeling Gabriel very strong. And he's still there, but not as strong as normal. So I found out today that there are a lot of archangels and they're busy. And what they're doing is they're powering up because something big's going to happen. With some big energy shifts or something big. So they're powering up. And you're not going to feel them as strongly. They're not going to leave you, but they're sort of really busy right now. And so, but Gaia has been with me, I'd say the last 2 weeks. And she keeps pushing me to want to talk about a few things. So I said, okay, that's what we'll do then.
Sweet. Yeah, I was not surprised when you were telling me that Archangel Gabriel just hasn't been really available, because when we were first talking about going live today together, I was like, oh yeah, Archangel Gabriel would be perfect, because I know you connect with him really strongly and he's always there supporting you, and I thought that would be really fun to see that relationship between you and him. And to just, connect with him on camera, because I haven't really connected with him since my very first live on camera with Kristen last year in my class. I've connected with him outside of that, but not on camera as much. So I thought that would be really fun. But when I was thinking about it, normally you would expect, like you were saying, Archangel Gabriel to come in really strong and like be right there. And he wasn't. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe he's just, we're waiting for the moment and he'll come through. And I didn't really think about it. But then you said that and I'm like, oh my gosh, that totally makes sense. Especially when, you know, more people are awakening this month. There's been a lot of energy, really big energy waves going on. And so it totally makes sense that there's more to come and they're getting ready for it. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait
Yeah, I
to
can't
get
either.
guidance on that or to hear more about that. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Yay. So, for Gaia, do you just want to delve into the messages that she wanted you to convey? Let's
Sure.
do it.
Let's do it.
Sweet.
She's been coming in very strong and putting ideas and thoughts in my head the last couple of weeks and in my heart, you know, so I know this is her. I know this is her wanting to communicate what she'd like. And I keep hearing one step. And I'm like, okay, one step. What are you talking about? One step. So over the last few weeks, she's been talking to me about, and every time I look up, I'm getting something, either on video or with my own eyes or a feeling or a thought. And she would like for us to start taking everything in one step, at least one step. And what she was talking to me about was, I know you've all seen videos of people out there that'll take an area that's really trashed out and they'll take a before picture and then they'll clean it all up and bag everything up and then they'll take an after picture where all the garbage has been collected and what it looks like afterwards. And she kept putting that in my head, and every time I turn around I was seeing a video. So
awesome.
she really would like for us to step up and take a step. When you go out walking, when you go to the beach or on a trail or along the side of a two-lane little country road, bring a bag. Bring a bag and collect stuff as you're going, because she really would like that. Because what I'm hearing is it has to start somewhere. And if I take that step just once in a while and you take that step and somebody else takes that step and it gets that ball rolling.
Right.
Right? And we're cleaning up the planet. And then others will see us out there like, oh, what are they doing out there? Oh, look at there. They're collecting trash. And hopefully that'll encourage them. You know, yeah, I'll do that. I'll take a bag with me the next time I go walking and collect this trash. And because I keep seeing images of and videos of people rescuing animals on the oceans.
Oh.
And they've got plastic or
No.
netting or
Oh,
something.
not girl.
And they're caught up in that.
Right.
And so take a bag with you when you go to the beach. Collect it. Collect it. Because it's important. I mean, she can't clean up the environment. We have to clean up the environment. But she can help, you know, recycle stuff and clean things like, you know, groundwater and stuff like that. But she needs our help. So one step. That's what she's asking. One step.
Beautiful.
As far as cleaning goes.
Wow.
And then she's also been talking about recycling and reusing. Does that, whatever it is you've got, have to go in the trash? Could it be donated to somebody that may need it?
Right.
Could you repurpose it? Could you make something else out of it so it doesn't end up in the landfill?
Yeah.
I donate all the time.
Me too.
All the time. Anything I don't use, I gather it up and I go bring it to the local thrift store or the Salvation Army. And I know it's going to go somewhere. Somebody's going to need it or use it. So I love to
That's
donate.
awesome. Nice. Yeah, me too. And I honestly love secondhand shopping too. So I buy a lot of my stuff from secondhand stores.
Yep.
And I love it. For me, it was more fun to shop in thrift stores when I was younger than like regular stores, because it's like a treasure hunt. Like you don't know what you're going to find there.
You don't know what you're going to find.
I just loved that sense of surprise and like wonder when I go to secondhand stores, and I donate all the time as well to them as well. Just because.
Good for you.
people could use it, or maybe I don't fit it anymore, or I just don't like that color, but someone else loves that color,
Mm-hmm.
like people
Mm-hmm.
could take that. So that's awesome. And it's funny you're talking about, well, it's not really funny because I know Gaia has been putting this out for a lot of people. Just taking a bag with you whenever you go to the beach or whenever you go, on a trail or walk around your park. I
Mm-hmm.
was just recently at the coast here in Oregon, and I was picking up seashells and things I liked, but we'd also pick up just little pieces of trash, like a bouncy ball and like random stuff that was just laying around. And I didn't
Good
have
for
any
you.
bag. I just stuck it in my pocket, and so now my coat smells. So I gotta wash it. But I threw that stuff in the garbage and I took care of it, and so it was nice. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Just have some bags with you whenever you go anywhere, and
Anywhere.
yeah, recycle it. I also thought it would be really cool. One time I was at the beach. This was like a few years ago. But I had this idea to go and pick up the really small pieces of plastic that kind of
Mm-hmm.
washed in after a big storm. And they
Mm-hmm.
were all different colors. Like, I don't know what they were made of, but like greens and yellows and blues, like fishing stuff. And taking all of those little bits of plastic and making a mosaic out of it, just trying to fit them all
Yeah.
together into like a really cool shape. I was thinking about doing that. I just didn't have anything to collect all of the pieces in. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm totally going to be doing the bag thing from now on because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Or you
awesome.
could take that plastic and possibly like you could melt it and make little coasters or
Yes, that would be
I
cool.
mean, there's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
It's creative the way people recycle things.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And I think as a society, we throw too much in the trash when it can be reused
Mm-hmm.
or repurposed.
For sure.
So she's really been putting that on me. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just be throwing it away for sake of throwing it away.
Right.
Somebody else could use it and it doesn't need to go in a landfill.
Right.
So for us to be
Brilliant.
conscious of what we do,
Mm-hmm.
and all it takes is one step,
Yeah.
one little thing. She's also, like I said, she wants her oceans cleaned up. She doesn't like the
Mm-hmm.
animals getting tangled up in everything.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So it also boils down to what you buy.
Yeah.
Be conscious of what you buy.
Mm-hmm.
Be conscious of what you
Yeah.
buy.
Yeah, I think that a lot of companies are starting to focus on products that are reusing, like maybe like Adidas, they're reusing ocean plastic. So they clean up plastic from the ocean and then they turn it into throughout their process, however they do it. I don't know how, it's like a magic, but they take all the plastic and they make thread out of it. And then they
Oh,
weave and create shoes that are like more flexible. It's not like their standard tennis
oh,
shoe, but it's like a woven material, but it's made out of literally ocean plastic. And I think they use other materials as well because it's not all plastic. It doesn't look like it's
right.
plastic. It looks like it's a fabric of some
Like a
kind.
fabric.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like
Yeah.
fabric. And so I think larger companies are really starting to come to grips with, okay, what's their process like
Mm-hmm.
as far as manufacturing? And then how can you reduce that impact on the earth? And then how can you outsource or get materials from unique places? I mean, I don't know if they're purchasing the plastic or if they're hosting their own volunteer programs and getting it for free, basically,
Right.
which would be brilliant because
Yeah.
that would be like a lot of profit for them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing that, but I know that they've been working on that. And there's a lot of other companies. Patagonia is very conscious of their
Who?
Patagonia. It's like an outdoor gear company.
Oh,
They're
okay.
pretty conscious of the way they create their materials. And there's some smaller companies that are really focusing in on how do they create a product that's A, reusing materials, or B, limiting the amount of impact their
On
process has on the earth, which is
on the earth.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I mean, companies will, when they see that people are geared more to wanting to buy this
Mm-hmm.
than this, well, naturally they're going to be, well, forget this and let's go this way.
Right.
So the more conscious that we are of what we buy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
For sure.
when you think about it, like 10 years ago, did you ever hear of like organic tomatoes or organic this or that? Now you
Mm-mm.
go into stores and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Organic this, organic that, because there's a market there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so there's a supply and demand. They're going to go that way. Well, the same thing with the products that we buy.
Yeah.
Another thing that Guy has been putting on me is, okay, not everybody's going to go out and throw away all their shampoo and underarm and hairspray and all this and that. But you can make one step today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go buy a natural shampoo. See how you like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next step is buy the conditioner. So, and so over time, everybody's going to be buying all natural. That's
Yeah.
not going to pollute the earth. And
Mm-hmm.
people are going to take what they've got and reuse it, repurpose it, donate it. So it's not ending up in the landfill or in the oceans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So she
Seb,
really wants us to buy natural products.
yeah, for sure. Seb made a cool comment about there has been discovered a fungus that actually eats plastic. That would
Oh,
be amazing. You know, just everyone. I don't know if it would be easy enough for people to have that in their household, but just like, you know, throwing your plastic in this bin with all these mushrooms, you're getting rid of the plastic, and then you can just like, I don't know how you would manage it. I don't know. But, or
right.
maybe there's like a collection center that just feeds all the plastic to these mushrooms and it breaks it
And
down.
and we could be headed in that direction, and that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. For
That
sure.
would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But it has to start with one step, like she says.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if we all take that several steps here and there,
Mm-hmm.
recycle, buy natural, pick up trash, before you know
Right.
it, it's everywhere. Everybody will be doing this.
Right.
And it wouldn't take long. And then they'll come out with new technology, like you said, and like Seb said, with different bio or organics that's going to eat plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then they'll come out with plastics that are they already have.
Yeah.
They already
Biodegradable. Yeah.
have that are
Materials.
biodegradable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just had this pop into my head. I saw this a few weeks ago, I think, or maybe it was last week. I don't know. But you were mentioning organic fruits and vegetables and produce. Apparently, there's a law that's recently changed in Florida. A couple had a front yard garden, and their city had banned gardens in the front yard. Like a lot of cities and communities actually ban
Yep.
that, and it's illegal to
Hmm.
have a front yard garden, which blows my mind.
Me
Because
too.
I don't want grass at all. Like when I get a house, I want like all garden flowers, like beautiful stuff.
Hmm.
But you know, year round, of course, I would replace it. But anyway, in Florida, this couple, they're like, no, we put all this money and invested all this time into our garden. We're going to keep it. And the community city council said, no, you have to tear it up. And so they did so, but they actually fought the law, and they
Right.
basically said, okay, we're taking this to court. And they said, we want this overturned, this specific law in their community. And they took it all the way up to the Supreme Court in Florida, or the state Supreme Court. And they overturned it because, you know, if you purchase land, that is your property. You have the right
That's
to
right.
do what you want with it. And so they deemed that front yard garden restriction unconstitutional. And so all of the communities in Florida can now plant front yard gardens, you know, especially if you have a piece of land where your backyard is more shaded and you can't
Right.
grow gardens easily in the backyard space. You can now expand into the front yard. And
And
so that it's that
awesome.
one step. Exactly. It's like
Hmm. One step.
one thing, you know, policy really dictates a lot of what we can or cannot do. and looking at policy and fighting policies that don't support the environment or don't support, healthy eating or don't
Yeah.
support a thriving community. That's really what we have to do now that
Hmm.
we are more conscious of what it is that we really should have in our lives or not have in our lives, or what we want to, support with our hard-earned money as far as like
Yeah.
consumer products and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's going to be a really key piece as
See,
well, the
it
policy
took one
aspect of it.
person. It took
Hmm.
one person to change a law. And
Yeah.
we can all do this. We all have a voice. We all have an impact.
Hmm.
But we just have to step up and do it. Or
Yeah.
step up and fight for it. I mean,
Yep.
but Guy is ready. She's really
Hmm.
she's challenging us is what she's doing.
Hmm.
That's the feeling I'm getting. She's challenging us.
Hmm.
Grab a bag and just pick up one bag full of trash for me.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know, uh, take one step and buy one product that's all natural.
Hmm.
And then you'll be like, oh, wow, this stuff is really good. I love it. I'm going to go buy this shampoo.
Yeah.
And then, you might, I really love this, conditioner. And then, so it's just one step. And before you know it, all that other stuff will be a thing of the past. You won't even want,
Hmm.
because she
Yeah.
doesn't want us polluting ourselves, let alone the planet.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And it's just, yeah, like she said and you have said, it's just, it comes down to small incremental change within your own life. And that really, I mean, if everyone is on board and making those changes, that's changing a whole, society. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a really big impact.
It's a big
Little
impact.
things like getting the steel straws, that they sell, like in the beverage aisles at grocery stores.
Yes.
I'm seeing now the steel straws, the set of straws everywhere. And I don't know if they're still selling plastic straws in addition to steel, but I've just seen the steel straws kind of like by the water and soda and all of the like, energy
Yep.
drinks and all that stuff. Just using that instead of if you're going out, and just don't get a straw. I know California actually banned straws. I'm pretty sure it was
Good.
California. Yeah,
I
and
think
so
so.
you actually have to pay for a straw if you
Yeah.
want a straw, but otherwise they're not going to give you straws. So I thought that was
I
brilliant.
just seen the other day where they're making edible spoons.
Oh my gosh!
They're
Wow.
spoons. They're made out of like wheat or something like that. And good point, Kristen. She said, bring your
Mhm.
own mug or your own straw.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, these spoons are made out of like wheat or something like that. And you use them and then you can eat them. But if you end up throwing them away, they're biodegradable anyway. And they
Brilliant.
even threw some out in the ocean.
Oh
And
wow.
the fish were eating them. So it's food for the fish
Oh
too.
my gosh,
And I
that's
thought,
awesome.
oh, wow,
That's so
that's
cool.
awesome.
That reminds me, there's actually a company, I think I've talked about this before live, but there's a company in I think Australia. It's like a beer company. They make, or a brewery. They make their
Brewery.
own products and then they actually have the package, um, like, the rings, the rings, they've replaced
Yes.
them with not plastic, but the hops roughage. So everything that was like left over from the brewing process, and they like compress it
Oh,
into the shape of the rings that they
rings.
had before. And they all did the same test. They threw it out into the ocean, and they saw fish were actually eating it. So it's like
Eating that.
geared towards feeding the fish. And so if it does end up in the ocean, it's all good.
It's
But
all
I thought
good.
that was brilliant. Like, little things like that really add up
Add
for
up.
sure.
They do. They really, really do. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, like the rings. I don't have any because I don't drink soda. So I don't have
Nice.
to worry about the rings.
Yeah.
But if I ever do see rings, I take the time and cut them up so they
Nice.
don't get
Yeah.
caught on a bird's neck or another
Right.
animal's neck. Um, and eventually, everyone will be recycling to start with, I'm sure. But down the road, We won't have to recycle like plastics because it'll all be biodegradable. I
That's
would think.
awesome.
That's the feeling I'm getting. But we have to start somewhere, and we have to start now.
Yeah,
You know,
for
taking one
sure.
step at a time and doing, you know,
Hmm.
something, even like makeup. I won't wear makeup very much anymore.
Yeah, I don't
You
either.
know, it's chemical, you
Yeah.
know.
I actually heard once, and I don't know if this is true. I don't remember where I heard it, but it made an impact on me. I stopped wearing makeup entirely just because, well, A, I never really liked makeup, but B, it just kind of freaked me out. And the uh, message was that if you wear makeup for a whole year as a woman, you literally retain like 5 pounds of toxic material from all of the makeup. So that's
Makeup.
full foundation, your eyeliner, all of the blush and the lipstick and the eyeshadow, everything that goes into it, the contouring, the blending, all of that.
All
It has
that.
chemicals in it. And so
Mm-hmm.
adding that to your skin retains all of that. And
Mm-hmm. It absorbs it.
I'd have to find the study to, really see what they said, but it was at 5 pounds literally of toxic material in your body. And I was like, OMG. Yeah,
Gee,
I'm
yeah.
not going to be using makeup anymore.
The only
It's
makeup I
crazy.
wear now is eyeliner and mascara, but I got rid of everything else. I don't need it.
Nice. Yeah,
I don't need it. What do I need that for? That's just.
exactly.
But now I'm sure that there are products out there that are natural
Oh, yeah,
or more
probably.
natural, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, so just be conscious of that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Right.
all kinds of little ways. And I know Gaia is really happy and excited for all of us to start taking steps
Mm-hmm.
in the direction of recycling, reusing, picking up wastes, watching what we
Mm-hmm.
buy. Because, like I said, she's really been on me for
Mm-hmm.
about 2 weeks now.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Um,
You know what just
but I think she,
Oh, go for it.
go ahead.
You know what
Oh,
just
go
popped
for it.
into my head? I think it'd be
What's that?
really fun if you wrote down all of the different things that you were thinking about from Gaia, like how can you switch out your products or, just like a list of everything. And we can make like an infographic, like or just
Oh,
like
yeah.
a pretty picture and then write all of the different things that you could do because
Hmm.
sometimes people just don't know like the scope of what it is that you can do. Sometimes I don't even think about it. And so if it's all kind of laid out there, there's all these different things that we could do in our daily lives. That'd be really cool, I think.
Hmm.
So if you want to work
Hmm.
on that with me, I'd love to do
I
that.
will.
That'd
I
be
would love
fun.
to.
That'd be a really
I
fun
would
little
love to.
art project for us. And we can post it on our pages and in our groups and stuff. That would be fun to share.
Sounds awesome to me.
Um,
Yeah, because
yeah.
we sometimes we go shopping. This is what she's popping in my head right now. We'll go shopping and we'll
Hmm.
be like, okay, let's, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah, uh-huh. In the cart it goes, but we don't stop to think.
Right. Hmm.
Okay, what are we going to do with that after we're done with whatever product it is? When
Hmm.
there's another product right next to it that maybe the container is biodegradable.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. So sometimes it's all in just stopping and thinking for a minute.
Hmm.
Um, like sometimes people, when they go buy vegetables, they may buy organic vegetables and they'll throw them in a plastic bag.
Yes. Yeah. What
But
do you do with it?
instead,
You just throw it
yeah,
away. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, and I think some stores you can buy vegetables without putting them in a bag. They just weigh them. And a lot of people down here, I don't know about other places, but a lot of places when you go shopping, you can buy the cloth bags and bring them with you wherever you
Hmm.
go.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
not
awesome.
using the paper or the plastic bags and everything. You just pack them up in your own bags
Hmm.
and off you go. No plastic, no
Yeah.
waste.
There's a lot of stores, at least here in Oregon, I don't know about everywhere else, where if you do bring your bags, they actually give you a discount off your total bill. So you can get like for each bag, you get like 25 cents back, basically, which
Back.
is like
Oh, wow.
awesome. And then some stores actually charge for bags. And then they also create their own bags, like Whole Foods. They have their own bag line, and it's really
Yep.
cheap. It's like 99 cents for a nice bag, but it's
Yep.
like, I don't know, 5 or 10 cents for a paper bag. So you could go the cheaper route, but if you buy the nicer bag, you can just bring it back and just reuse it. And then they give you that deposit back, so you don't actually
Right.
have to spend that deposit, or you can donate the deposit to the bag
Oh.
deposit to a specific group that day. So I really like going to Whole Foods. It's right by my work. And so I always bring my little bag, and then I donate that 25 cents or whatever the cost is to like local
Oh.
organizations, like the school district in our area had a big fundraiser for a few months. So I donated my little, things
Oh.
to the school district for like a while. So it's
And it
pretty
adds
awesome.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if hundreds
It
and
adds
thousands of
up.
people do that over a month, that's like really supporting an amazing
Support.
cause,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So I think some companies are getting very inventive and really supporting the individuals who are focusing on being more socially conscious as well as environmentally conscious. Kristen's saying she pays 15 cents per paper bag in Canada. So yeah, I mean, that adds up,
Yeah.
especially if you have a
Mm-hmm.
whole cart of groceries and you need bags or you didn't bring your own bag. That could be easily $1 for all of your
Yeah.
bags that
Yeah.
you didn't have to pay
I know
before.
a lot of stores now, if let's say, you go shopping and you end up putting everything in bags,
Hmm.
they will take them back for donation. I mean, they'll take them back where they'll
Nice.
recycle them. That's an option. It's all based on a step, a
Hmm.
start. It has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And where does it start?
Hmm. Yep.
And then it adds up.
Hmm.
But she is thanking those, she's really put it on me that she's
Yeah, I'm
thanking
feeling
those
it too.
people that are taking the time to be aware of what they're buying, the trash that they are picking up, the
Hmm.
products that they are buying. She's taking notice. She notices this, and she's thanking those people,
Hmm. Yeah.
and she's challenging us to join them, more and more and more people, and before you know it, uh, everybody's going to be on board. And as more companies become more conscious of their products and the buyers,
Hmm.
it's going to force them to come out with more inventive, better packaging, products, more healthy, more biodegradable. So it adds up, right?
Yeah.
But it has to start somewhere, and it has
Yes.
started, but we need to pick up the pace.
Oh, yeah. For
We
sure.
have to pick up the pace.
Yes,
So
definitely.
So
Wow.
I feel like she's giving us all a big thank you
Hmm.
and thank you. And she's happy and like clapping. Yeah, she's very happy.
Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I think on a different video where I was talking with Gaia, I had mentioned, paper bags are a really cool alternative to the plastic bags. And then someone had made a comment about the trees, you have to chop down trees in order to make paper bags. And
Hmm.
then immediately after that, I saw this company, and now I'm blanking on the name. I'm gonna have to look it up. This company that actually uses bamboo, which grows at an
Very
incredibly
fast.
fast rate, and
Yes.
it's easy to keep the bamboo
Uh,
replenished. Like it just grows
yep.
so fast, so it's like really quickly
Nice.
renewable. And they use, instead of paper products, so like from regular trees, they're using bamboo, and it's
Yeah.
specifically farmed for to create those products. And I just thought
See?
that was brilliant. Like, there's
That's
always a
brilliant.
solution, there's always something or some alternative. And I do recognize, like, sometimes those alternatives are much more expensive than just the regular products. And so it is kind of harder for people who have a lower income to make those changes. But I'm hoping that soon these products will take precedent, and be cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
And then
and
in the
basically,
long run, the other products will be much more expensive, like almost like not a tax essentially, but
mm-hmm.
kind of like a tax, like just it's not using these specific grades, so you have to pay extra for it if you want that
Right,
specific product,
right.
which I think makes the most sense. It still gives us choice, so we still have the choice of what kind of products do we want to buy. But I'm really hoping that sometime soon those products like the bamboo paper or the hemp paper, someone just mentioned hemp as
Yeah, I just
well.
saw that too.
Oh, that reminds me. And speaking of policy, I can talk about all this stuff like forever. But speaking of policy, I think there was a bill, and I'm not sure. I think it's passed because there's, I think in the Midwest somewhere, they're now starting to grow hemp
Oh, good.
as a large crop in order to create products, not just for recreational use, but for
Oh,
like paper products, rope, other materials. I know Levi, the jean company, so the pants,
mm-hmm,
they
mm-hmm.
actually originally used uh, hemp fabric for their jeans, like way back in the
Really?
olden days. Yeah. And then they had to switch to
Wow.
cotton because the government like banned it. And so they switched to cotton, and that's what they've had to use. So now they're switching back to hemp. I think it might
Nice.
be for, I think they're slowly like easing into it. I don't think they're
Into
doing
it?
it like their whole company, everything is made out of hemp now.
Right,
But
right,
I think it's now starting to pick up as more of a cash crop to make products, not,
right,
for use, ingestion, I should say.
right.
But like also oil, hemp can, create that oil, and it's
Mm-hmm.
actually, I don't know about the process and how they
Yeah, me neither.
create this, but it's actually uh, uh, basically an oil that you can use like in your car, like you can like a gasoline,
Oh,
like it's not just a oil like to rub on your
right.
skin or cook with or whatever. But yeah, so I guess there's like a ton of uses for it, and that's just recently been updated in the US. I'm not sure if I think the government is allowing it, and then the states are
Or,
regulating it, I think, and I think it's
right.
brand new, so I don't know how that's going. But
That's so
that,
interesting.
yeah, I'm gonna have to do research on it, more research, and share that out because um, that's just another resource, and hemp grows like within 5 months to full maturity, and then you
Oh,
can just replace it. It's like
yeah.
5 months to produce all of these products,
That
especially
is
if you're at like a large farm or a production place where you're growing all this stuff. But yeah,
right.
anyway, that blew my mind.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting. I love it.
yeah,
Um, she was putting in my head that you were talking about paper.
hmm,
A lot of people are doing away with newspapers.
yeah.
I used to collect newspapers, and then I started collecting them and recycling them. And then I'm like, you know what? No, I can get my newspaper online.
Yep.
It costs the same amount, but I have it on my phone, so I can look at the newspaper, but it's not using any paper.
That's brilliant. That's
So
awesome.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's a nice step. There's a step.
Hmm.
Replace the paper product with and books.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to books
Hmm.
on Audible,
Hmm.
and
Oh
they're
yeah,
not
we were just
buying the
talking about that.
harp. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just you
Hmm.
just have to be creative and
Hmm.
just think. Okay, is there another way? I can buy this that's a little bit more better
Hmm.
or more healthier, or do I really even have to buy it?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
just thinking.
Yeah. Books for me is a little harder. I do have a very, very small library of books that I just have to have, and I need to feel them. And it's
That's
very,
fine.
very small. But I actually read most of my books either on my phone, like with
Mhm.
Kindle Unlimited through Amazon,
Mhm.
or I have the
Mhm.
Audible subscription.
Mhm.
So I get free books. Well, they're not free. You pay the subscription price, and then you get credits to buy books.
Yeah.
And then they have free books or free content that they've put together themselves, kind of like Netflix, like they have their
Right.
own TV shows that they film and stuff. So then you can get all of that there. And it's just amazing, everything's changing. The world is changing so
Everything.
fast. Yeah.
Oh, well, and she just popped into my head. You know how we used to buy CDs and cassettes and all
Yes.
these, music stuff or movie stuff?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting away from that. Now we're just getting it online.
Mm-hmm.
You want to listen to music? iTunes
Yeah.
or iHeartRadio. And you're not buying all these cassettes and discs and tapes
Mm-hmm.
and plastics and storage, and
Right.
you can listen to it all you want.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
just
brilliant.
all these little steps are starting to add up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love it. I love it.
Beautiful.
And I know she's happy.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I was just thinking about, everything's going to like your phones or your iPads or tablets or computers. And I know there are product or pieces of all of our electronics that could be sourced better. There's like specific minerals that we have to use in order to, get everything, the amount of data that we can store. But I'm sure that'll be something that people will be reinventing. I mean, because
Oh
technology
yeah.
is just
Oh yeah.
going insane. There's
Through the
so many
roof.
amazing
Yeah.
things coming, and looking at how do we produce the electronic elements. Because once we get that
Hmm.
to a sustainable point, then everything, all the music and the entertainment and the newspapers and everything else that's on your phone, like you don't need that in, real life. And then you just use your
Hmm.
phone, which would be brilliant. So,
Use your phone. Yeah. Or
yeah.
your little
Or, yeah.
laptop or
Mm-hmm.
iPad or
Yeah.
so. Yeah. It's just taking the time to really observe what you're doing and
Mm-hmm.
see if in one step at a time, because I imagine it would be very overwhelming and daunting to, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, it's just too much. But just take one little step in that direction and you'll be amazed at how far you'll go, in no time.
Mm-hmm.
And in changing the way you buy products and changing the things that you purchase that are harmful to the planet. Um, I guess that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you
Just
getting
one step.
any other messages from Gaia?
Mm-mm.
No.
No,
Okay, I'm just
she's just
feeling,
very happy right now.
yay, that's
Go
good.
ahead.
I want her to be happy because when she's happy, I'm happy. We want her to be as happy as possible.
As possible.
I'm just getting too one way, like if people are having a hard time seeing like what's the point, like why do we care, there's people out there that just really don't see like the reason to change. And
Mm-hmm.
I totally understand some people, they just don't see it. But to me, when I go out into nature and I, enjoy the beach. I love the beach. I have specific
Oh.
spaces at the beach or at the coast. In Oregon, we call it the coast because it's not really like a beach. You don't go swimming there because it's cold. But on the coast, there's just so many beautiful, amazing spaces that make me feel connected and really give me the why. Why do I want to change my products? Why do I want to be more conscious? And that's because I want to still see my coastline. I still want to see, healthy, vibrant, amazing animals in the
Mm-hmm.
forest and in the woods. And I still want to be able to go to those places. We also have a lot of, climate change and wild,
Mm-hmm.
erratic things going on. And so really seeing like I want to preserve and keep, nature as pristine as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is the reason why I want to do this
Mm-hmm.
and follow up, and why I want to really be more conscious about it, but also, so I can continue to enjoy. But I also realize like
Exactly.
that Mother Earth is a conscious being. She's not just
Mm-hmm.
the earth, this
A
rock
thing.
that we're living on. Yeah,
Yeah, like a rock. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we are,
Mm-mm.
awakening, we're aware of what that energy is like. I mean, we definitely know what her energy feels like.
Energy. Mm-hmm.
And that's not just a rock. Like you can't
Mm-mm.
explain that away. And so as people awaken and recognize, they're more connected than they thought they were before, I think that's really going to help people see the why. But
Mm-hmm.
until they get to that point, it's really like, sharing the beautiful nature that we have around us, just everyone, making small little steps when you can, and really asking yourself, why is this important to me? And going within and
Right.
listening to your guides and your inner, wisdom, and connecting that and really seeing, okay, I'm part of this and I need
Mm-hmm.
to help protect it and maintain it
Yep.
and enjoy it too, because she
And
gives us
enjoy it.
so much and she continually gives us so much. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane how much she, all the life that she's given for us. So it's the least we could do to buy
Do
stainless
is
steel straws, really.
yeah,
Or take a
yeah.
bag to the beach and clean it
And
up.
pick
Yeah.
up some trash. Yeah, because I mean, who would want to go for a walk in a beautiful garden that's just full of trash?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's, but as more people become conscious of wanting to take care of the earth and take care of her and give back to her by helping her recycle and pick up this trash and
Mm-hmm.
not buy all this stuff just to throw away in landfills and off in a
Right.
ditch, or I mean, she can't do this alone. She needs
Mm-hmm.
us. We
Yeah.
created the mess. We need to help, pick it up and recycle and reuse and
Yeah.
watch what we buy. Because I think she's beautiful. I mean, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Have you ever stood? Yeah, and I know you have stood there at the end of the ocean and watched. Oh man, she's really coming to me, and watched her beauty and her wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just breathtaking. It's very breathtaking. Or if you're
Right.
standing at like Niagara Falls and
Right.
watching that beauty, I mean, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, there's so many beautiful places on this planet, but we have to take care of her,
Mm-hmm.
and it all starts with us,
Yeah, for sure.
one step at a time.
Yes. Yeah.
And before you know it, we won't be buying crappy products and throwing it away and just haphazardly.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually we'll all get there together, and people will not
Yeah.
want to dirty it and trash it around, because
Mm-hmm.
there'll be too many people that care. you know
Yeah.
there'll be like 99% of people that care, maybe 1% that don't. Well, we win.
Right,
She wins.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I totally
Okay.
agree. I had another thought that popped into my head, and this is, really speaking to that um, comment that you made about we created the mess, and we totally did. And I saw this, and I'm horrible at not remembering where I saw it. I just saw it, and it made an impact on me, so I want to share it. But basically, it was a really beautiful image, and it basically said, like, the Industrial Revolution happened. Oh, it was like if the world's existence was jam packed within like an hour or something.
Right.
The Industrial Revolution happened like 4 minutes ago, and
Yeah.
literally now the Earth is like ending in like 5 minutes. So it's
Yeah.
like we need to actually act now and act very
Mhm.
quickly. And
Mhm.
I was thinking about, if the Industrial Revolution started like a minute ago or 4 minutes ago or whatever that was, and we've created all this damage within that time frame, how fast, like, this is a challenge to us, how fast can we reverse those effects that we created,
Right.
in order to help preserve the lands that we have, and the way of life that we, maybe not the way of life, but the life in general, here on Earth. And can we do it
Mhm.
before, like, it's just, there's no going back, kind of thing.
She just popped something in my head that there are people that are on prescription medications.
Mm-hmm.
Do not flush that down the toilet. Dispose of it properly,
Oh, wow.
because you don't want to pollute the water.
That makes sense. How, so for a prescription medication, I never really thought about it. I mean, I've always had to just take my medication and then I ran out and I was done with it. Like, I didn't have to continually, get a prescription. So, like, do
Yeah.
you know how are you supposed to properly dispose of those kind of things?
I'm not really sure. I don't know if the pharmacies take it back, so I can't
Mm-hmm.
say. But not in the water or down the commode, down the toilet. Mm-mm.
Right.
But she's telling me, watch what you flush down your pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what you flush down your pipes.
That makes
Um,
sense.
if you can buy more natural products that doesn't get flushed,
Mm-hmm.
um, like a lot of cleaners,
Mm-hmm.
be careful of the cleaners that you
Oh
use.
yeah, for sure.
Um, I know there's products out there that are very clean,
Mm-hmm.
um, because we got to clean up our drinking water. I just seen somebody,
Yeah, for
so that's
sure.
why she's putting that in my head. Watch what you flush down the commode or the sink, the
Mm-hmm.
products that you use. Try to use more natural, all cleaning products.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
That's a brilliant point. Yeah, I never really thought about that. So that's something for me
Hmm.
to think about too. Using cleaners that aren't going to, really be thrown down the sink or washing your bathtub. And it's
Yeah,
all going down the drain. Like, how is that
yeah,
affecting the water,
into the water
downstream?
table.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Wow. So much to think about. I mean, I'm sure
Hmm.
there's tons of people who have like a lot of ideas or are really amazing. Oh, I just thought of, there's this girl, I saw her on Facebook. She challenged herself to not produce trash for an entire year. And it actually was really easy for her. She lived in New York City, and she
Hmm.
could find there were stores there, which I think would be amazing if there were stores everywhere like this. But there were stores there that you would just bring your own bags, or your own like mason jars or your own containers to take away like flour and quinoa and
Oh,
beans and anything
yes.
that you wanted. You could buy it and then buy it loose, and then you would just
Right. And
put it
just,
away and store it, in your
oh,
home.
yeah.
And then the composting, so all of the like vegetable peels and all that kind of stuff, you just put it in a bag and you can literally freeze it until you're ready to like put it out in the compost, and like turn it into soil for your garden or
Soil.
whatever. So
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah,
brilliant
there's
to
all
me.
kinds of creative ways.
Yeah.
I'll be glad when they have stores like that where you can buy stuff and just, put them in a jar and then go have it weighed and check out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Jane says there's stores like that.
Health food
They
stores.
call,
Yeah, that makes sense.
in Kansas.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope they
awesome.
get global. That'd be
Hmm.
nice.
Or there's like bulk bin areas in some local
Yeah.
chain stores. We have like Winco around here. They have bins where you can literally buy like dried beans. So you don't have to buy like canned beans or beans in the
Okay.
bag. You can just literally, well, actually, I don't know if you can bring your own bags and put the products in your own bag, because it's by weight. So maybe I'll have to do some research on that and see if you could take your
But
own
it'd be
stuff.
nice if I had like little biodegradable bags you could pour that in.
That would be good too. I don't think they have biodegradable
Wouldn't that be
bags,
nice?
but
Wouldn't it
that'd be
be
great.
nice to have a day where you could take those bags and just go put them in the garden under the dirt and it would help feed the plants?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be amazing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many cool things you can do. And I really appreciate, you bringing Gaia's message forward on this because I think it's very timely as we're moving into
Hmm.
spring and summer. There's a lot of products that we buy that are seasonal. And so thinking
Hmm.
about, do we really need that for the summer? Like the floaty toys and,
Yeah.
the random kind of crazy stuff that, we just buy because we want to have fun. But what do we do with them after summer's
After.
over? Do we just keep them for the next summer if they haven't popped by then?
What if they, yeah, if they haven't popped, then what?
Exactly.
Throw it away?
Exactly. Or do you like, how do you recycle that stuff? Or what can you do? What art project could you do with that if you were wanting to
Yeah, make something
be
with it or
creative?
something.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Lots to think about. Lots to
Hmm.
think about for
I
sure.
just saw the other day where they did some research and they were talking about, everybody needs to cover up with suntan lotion.
Hmm.
And the ocean's getting polluted with that. And they're like,
Right.
so
Exactly.
now they're trying to come out with products that are more safe,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's food for thought to think about, but it's if we all just take one step together, before you know it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and she loves it. She's happy that, we're starting to become more aware. We're starting to become more conscious of her.
Right.
And how can we help her? Because we need her. We need her. We live on her.
Right. Exactly.
And all her beauty and all her wonder, but she needs us to do our part.
It needs to
Do
be
our part.
what do they call that? A symbiotic relationship.
There
Like,
you
the
go.
little lamprey that suck on the sharks and the whales to clean off the algae and stuff.
Yep.
Like, we're the
Yep.
parasites to her. We
We're the
need to, not do damage and to help her
Not do
out.
damage. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, there's so many amazing things. And this is like I said, I just love that she's, giving you this information and having you step forward and share this out, because I think everyone needs to be thinking about it in some fashion, and we'll all get there for
We'll
sure.
all get there.
Yep.
We'll all get there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, did you want to take any questions for Gaia? Do a little channeling, or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, having all that energy, as much energy around that I'm feeling.
Yeah, she's been with me for 2 weeks.
Exactly, and you're feeling. So that can be definitely draining. So totally understand that. I hope all of you have a beautiful Saturday, and
Yes.
love to everyone, and hope this was helpful for getting some ideas going for everyone. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Jackie. This was beautiful.
Thank you
and
so
I had
much,
fun
dear.
talking with you face to face.
I always have
It's
fun
great.
with you face to face.
Yeah, me too. Love you. Talk to you guys
Love
later.
you too.
Bye.
Love y'all.